Research is his greatest passion. Joost van Neerven worked as a scientist in several biopharmaceutical companies before joining Friesland Campina in 2006. In May 2013, he was appointed as Special Professor of Mucosal Immunity at Wageningen University.
What makes me happy is to really understand how things work. And when you look at the immune system, it's incredibly elegant and it can respond to virtually any pathogen you can think of. I think that's tremendously interesting, and each time you find a new mechanism, it's always amazing. It's beautiful.
Over the last 50 years, the occurrence of chronic inflammatory and autoimmune diseases, for example asthma, increased dramatically in Western countries. The mucosal immune system, that is mainly located in the respiratory tract and the gastrointestinal tract, plays an important role in the defense against these diseases. The central question of Professor van Neerven's research is, how can we target the mucosal immune system to offer better protection against respiratory infections and allergies?
My ambitions for the long term would be that we can actually apply the knowledge we develop in our research to help preventing gastrointestinal, but mostly respiratory tract infections and inflammatory diseases in the vulnerable groups. And the vulnerable age groups are basically children under 5 and elderly people over 65. Another potential application could be in feed, because farm animals often have also respiratory tract infections. And that's often prevented by the use of antibiotics. So if we can find ways to make them more resistant to infections, it means we can also aim to reduce antibiotics use in farm animals.
For the research group around Van Neerven, milk is a good model to study the effects of nutrition on the mucosal immune function, because it has been linked to immunity in the airways in a number of studies.
We all know that when you eat something, it ends up in your intestines. So most people look at effects of food on what happens in the intestine. But we know from several studies that nutrition can also have an effect on immunity in the upper airways. So we can see effects on asthma, we can see effects on infection, but we really don't understand how it works. So my main focus will be to find out how does this work, and once we know how it works, can we improve these effects?